Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for our Know Your Rights series on personal injury and civil law. We're here again with Dan Lipman from Parker Lipman, and we're going to be asking him some additional questions about personal injury. So Dan, the first question we have for you today is, what are some things that might make a personal injury case challenging that a victim should know before they call your office?
There are several things that can make a personal injury case challenging, but two of the things that can make the case particularly challenging are, number one, the law. The law in some instances isn't fair. I tell people all the time that we have a legal system in the state of Colorado, not necessarily a justice system, and that the legal system does not always dispense justice. So there's some things that are unfair that you may hear about from the lawyer when discussing the law that applies to your potential case. The other thing that is challenging that you may hear about in personal injury cases is the time frame in which you have to bring a potential case. Sometimes people call with very good potential lawsuits, but it's been too long since the events occurred and nothing can be done. So the two things that I think make things extremely challenging are sometimes unfair laws, and two, the time frame in which you have to bring the claim. So it's important when talking to a lawyer for the first time to be prepared to hear about the law and be prepared to hear about what timeframes a claim might have to be filed in.
That's great information for folks to have. Another question that our office gets regularly is, what happens if the offender in the case doesn't have money or assets? Does that mean there's no opportunity for a case to move forward?
If you think the offender in the case does not have money or assets, it's still very important to call a personal injury lawyer. And here's why. One, the person may have money or assets that you don't know about. Some of these people are real criminals and have hidden or lied about what assets they have. Next, it's extremely important to call a personal injury lawyer even if you think the person does not have money or assets, because there are some cases called third-party cases. And what that means is some other entity, business, or person may be fully or partially responsible for what the offender did. For example, did the offender's employer know about the conduct and fail to stop it? Did the employer or company put them up to what they did? And in those certain circumstances, that third party who does have assets might be responsible under the law. And so it's important for the lawyer to get all the facts to see if certain assets or money can be found.
Wonderful. Thanks for joining us again today, Dan. Folks, if you're listening in, please join us for our next 2 videos with Dan talking more about personal injury.